All right, guys, sorry about that. OBS is just all sorts of messed up today. I don't know if there was a recent audio update that caused something to happen, or not audio update, but Windows update that caused something to happen that OBS just doesn't like, but something's going on where it doesn't like some stuff. So expect things to crash again. We're just going to have to deal with them and make do with things going forward.
We just lost Push Monty now. It's 4v3, 104th now, retreating back. These guys have been on top of each other and exchanging here. We have...
So we're down to a 3v4.
3v4, yes, correct. 104th now looking back to regroup with Ocelot, Razor, and Chase. Capsu and Yoli are now falling in behind Razor and Ocelot. Shots out from Blaze and Razor as they both turn cold. I don't think that aim 9 is going to do the trick.
I don't think so either, and I don't think that 120 is. But we do see Spade hot on Capsu. So is the F-18 of Capsu going to be able to come out on top over the Eagle of Spade? Spade's giving him some space, but Spade's in a world of trouble as he gets committed on by two, Razor and Capsu. But, well, I thought Capsu was going to be on Spade, but it looks like that 120's on Blaze. But Spade has effectively given his 6 to Razor, and Razor is bearing down on him. And I think Spade's in a world of hurt here going in. If there's a 120 that comes out, or even an aim 7, I think it's going to have more than enough energy. Only notches that aim 7.
Blaze saved him quite nicely by putting that aim 7 on Razor, forcing him to go defensive, breaking lock on that aim 7, allowing Spade to get away.
But you can see how ineffective those aim 7s are, just how fast they lose energy. And now Blaze is head-to-head with Yoli, and that 120B, or 120... What?
Ooh.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that is a problem. And Blaze goes down from that.
Huh. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to deal with that after the stream, or after this particular round ends, because that 120C, that's a problem.
Yeah, that is against the rule.
And I doubt that he meant to do it, but unfortunately, that's what's gonna go down.
And now
120B out on Spade. He's somehow, I thought he was going to have that, but unfortunately he takes that one to the face. So now it's a singleton of Mustang against a 4-ship of Yoli, Razor, Capsu, and Ocelot. And guys, I realized that there was a 120C there. We're going to address it after this round. We're going to let this one play out, see what happens, and then we'll address it.
120B out from Mustang.
I don't see the 120B from Mustang. I just see him by himself.
Gee. Oh, he just... No, never mind.
But now he's turning cold. He's dragging now. And Mustang's in a world of trouble here as he's by himself against 4 pilots from SF.
Why didn't Yoli put out that aim 7 being the third plane back?
I don't know. I think it's maybe the jitters. I don't think Yoli's flown in a lot of these matchups, and maybe they're just trying to keep him cold, and they can't tell with an aim 7 how far away the missile is.
Very true.
So you can just tell where the lock warning is from the player.
Everybody now firing.
Aim 7's coming off from Capsu. Those went straight into the drink.
Everybody. Ooh, man, 3 shots out from Awesome.
But you see how Mustang got the first one, getting low there, but he was getting splashed by the second one. So guys, I got to deal with some stuff. So while these guys RTB, I have to go talk to them, and we gotta address this situation. So I would anticipate what's going to happen is SF is going to forfeit that round. It's going to go to 104th. So SF will be 1 down because of that 120C. So I'll be right back. We're going to get this addressed, and we'll see what happens. So the ship is yours right now, Billy, while I get this whole thing sorted out.
Roger that, sir. I will do what I can here to keep things active and busy. So, Obviously, we had a little technical difficulties. I'll try to recite to you back what I saw while the picture was down there, but it was a pretty intense couple moments as both groups merged in together, and they were seemingly on top of each other. And we only saw, I believe, 2 to 3 planes lost even in that entire process. There was a lot of shots going out in close proximity and a lot of guys evading those shots. It was pretty intense there for a little bit as they were kind of just furballing up with one another. And then there was after I think 2 losses were incurred. I think it was Mogas and somebody else. Things kind of separated back a little bit, and I believe that was right where you guys came back into the picture, and we saw what we just saw. And it's unfortunate we had that missile incident there. You know, I think it's important you check your loadout and you make sure you know what's going on when you hop in, and you know, you don't hurt your team in that regard, because you know that is definitely unfortunate. Yeah, no, I would agree with Grumpy Finn there. We're not even sure if that, you know, you can't, difficult to say whether that had an effect in that moment on the kill he got with it. However, you know, it is against the rules, right? Integrity is important with stuff like this. I would agree with a lot of what you guys are saying there. So we have the group now heading back. It should be interesting to check out the TAC view from that one. Should be able to fill you guys in on a little bit of what you missed there during the break. I would agree, Bullet. It could possibly have been the squirrels. I think we all know they can get into things and cause a lot of problems, so always want to be careful with that.
All right, so we're going to jump back to the talk show while I get stuff set up for the TAC view. But honestly, I don't know that the TAC view is really worth going over because, and you guys might say that...
I only say just to give them some insight into what they didn't get to see when the stream was down.
Well, yeah, but even then, that round really doesn't matter because of what ended up happening. And you guys can say that it didn't play a big part of what happened, but... And I would agree if Yoli hadn't gotten a kill, but he killed, I think it was Fallen. Maybe it was Spade in that engagement. So... I think it did play a role because that was somebody got taken down.
Well, I think at the end of the day, it's integrity, and I think you can't, that's not allowed, and you have to, in baseball, if the manager doesn't submit the right lineup before the match, you get penalized for that, and I think that's, you got to check your loadout, you got to make sure you're using the right stuff. I mean, we're into the semifinals here. This isn't week 1. I think guys need to be accountable for knowing what the rules are and not loading up the wrong stuff. So I think at the end of the day, regardless whether it played a factor into that kill or not, the rule was violated, and that's the consequences of it.
Right. So guys, what's going to happen here is effectively SF has to forfeit that round because of the weapons violation. So in essence, 104th won that round, even though they all died, because somebody on the SF team took a banned weapon. So there's nothing else we can do. That's all outlined in the rules, and we just have to move on for it. So effectively how this is moving forward is 104th won that round. So now it's 1-0 against SF in a best of 3. So the server's back up, so we should be able to jump back in here and watch these guys reslot.
Oh, I just saw your football analogy there, and I would agree. I would agree with that. It's like when you see that great run for a touchdown and there's a holding penalty on it. Nobody likes to see that, but at the end of the day, rules are rules, and integrity is important in competition, right? Unfortunately, in DCS, unlike football, we can't really say, oh, we're going to take it back and just redo the play, or you get a 15-yard penalty. I mean, we can't do that, unfortunately, so we just have to get rid of the whole round. It's to the onus on making sure your loadout is set and making sure that everything is correct before you take off.
Very true. Very true. So we've got 104th slotting in here.
I just joined the wrong service. Give me 1 moment.
Up here at Sochi.
And I guess that was that can't factor into our little statistics there. That
no,
we won't count that into the airfield.
You and your damn airfield statistics.
I just like to keep track of it. I like to know. Inquiring minds want to know, right?
Is that what happens?
Indeed.
Grumpy Finn, I'm sorry we missed you, buddy, but he's cheering all ahead full for SF. Drops 200 bits, 100 bits, another 200, another 200, and 100. So that's, what is that, 800 total. So thanks for those, man. And
Grumpy Finn putting his money where his mouth is on that one. I like it. I believe he's a Finnish guy as well there.
And then Bullet drops 100, says for Comey. Well, if you guys can support each other as well as support the other team. Grumpy Finn says Yoli always owes me 800 bits. Well, I'll let you take that one up with him directly.
Understandable.
So, from what I took out of that, though, SF had 104th on the back foot during that. Regardless of the 120C coming off Yoli, for the majority of that round, 104th was in trouble.
Indeed, they were able to. That merge that went on there in the beginning. I mean, they were on top of one another, kind of duking it out there for a little bit before. I was surprised it went as long as it did without a kill. They were just kind of weaving in and out of one each other. They're firing shots off. What I hope to see in this next round here is similar stuff, but I'd like to see a little bit more organization out of 104th.
Yeah, it seemed like as soon as they got into the action, as soon as they got in the shitter, their shape just disintegrated, which was really, really unfortunate.
Indeed. I would agree with that. Alrighty, everybody. So strap in here for round 2. I think we're going to see it's just as entertaining of a round as that first one was. Sans the incident we did have. Hopefully everyone's got their loadouts organized and sorted at this point, and we won't have any problems like that in round 2.
I hope not, because I don't think we will. Yeah, we haven't actually had that issue through the entire season.
With today's problems anyway, so that's about right.
It all makes sense.
Exactly. Join us on the trials and tribulations of semifinals day and SATAL.
Yeah. That's really how the whole day's gone.
We can't say it hasn't been entertaining. It certainly may not have been as visually
the first matchup was definitely entertaining. I hope it was as entertaining for you guys to watch as it was for us to fly.
It was. The first matchup was very entertaining. I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. Especially rounds 2 and 3 were rather popping off, no doubt about it. You guys definitely gave us a good show.
Just waiting for 104th to finish up spooling. Think we were waiting on Fallen, who just slotted in. Again, we can see Stooge, the lone flanker here. Guys, I think I've got the aspect a little bit better. I might try 1080p next week. We'll have to see how it all goes down. You guys keep talking to me about it. I keep trying to push 720p because I think it's more accessible for a lot of people. But you guys want 1080p.
Everybody tweets at Google to get you Google Fiber.
Oh, it's not my bandwidth. My bandwidth's fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
It's an internet thing.
No. It's the same bit rate no matter if I'm 1080p or 720p. It's more
Gotcha.
I want people that have smaller resolution screens to have access to a better fidelity stream.
That makes sense.
Not smaller resolution screens, smaller available bit rate to have better better accessibility to a better fidelity stream because of it.
Absolutely. Microvax makes a good point there. Both sides could be a little flustered after this. I think just based upon the way that match went and then the results of it with what occurred, you can see both these teams are going to come into this a little on tilt. Into this
Quite
next
possibly,
round. How that could affect things is certainly a solid point.
My anticipation for this as they enter this is going to be even more aggression going into this round.
Get ready, everybody.
At least that's what I'm pretty sure is going to happen, because both of these teams, how they deal with, at least in my opinion, how they deal with things not going their way, it's more aggression, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just how they do with them. Some of them want defensive, some of them deal with aggression, and that's how it goes. And I have a feeling that during round 2, during this round in this matchup, that we're going to see more aggression coming from both teams, and it's going to be a balls to the wall even more so than it was during round 1.
I definitely agree with that. I think we're about to see a lot of aggression here, and it's going to boil down to which side chooses to control it better than the other. I think is really going to be the defining factor here. So whoever has the most composure going into this with how heated things have just gotten here, definitely going to play out.
Solidus Fox, just to answer your question, it's not whether they have 720p. It's about bitrate and having a smooth stream that has high fidelity and looks good at whatever you're broadcasting at. So it's not that I'm worried that people have 720p screens. It's that I'm trying to make it look good for as many people as possible at as good of a frame rate for as many people as possible, given this is a worldwide broadcast and not just something to everybody local. So 104th is ready, or it looks like they're ready here, lined up at Sochi on runway 27. No, it's not 27, 24. No, it's 06. Jesus, I cannot figure out what runway this is.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to be keeping an eye on Yoli in this match, because there's a guy who probably a little rattled after that first match and being the one that caused that penalty. So it's going to be interesting to see how he performs in this second round here, whether we see him make any crucial mistakes or not.
Fourth is ready, just waiting for the all go or all clear to come from SF. And honestly here, Billy, I think SF's going to come out on top again during this round.
I tend to agree with you just in the way they came out in that first one. They certainly handled that Fernball a little bit better than I think 104th did. I think 104th, when they play their game and they stick to their plan off the start and like I said, use as much controlled aggression as they can muster, that is where they do their best. So I'd like to see them stay in a little bit better formation, but I don't think SF's going to make it easy for them, and I think SF's coming out the gate here with a little bit of hot sauce on things after what went down just now.
Still waiting on the SF all clear. Again, 104th is ready to rock. So real quick, Billy, do you think that Stooge played any role during that matchup?
I'll tell you what, he came out the gate initially, and I believe he was one of the initial 3 to go down for 104th. I was just trying to do what I could to keep myself in that one there, but I believe I saw him engage twice before going down. I could be wrong though. So it was definitely like he definitely went into that merge there swinging, no doubt about it. I'm not sure if he was able to grab an SF fighter. SF only lost 2 players during that last round, so I'm not sure if he got one of those kills or not. I think we can both agree that J11 presents one of the bigger problems for SF heading into this. I'd say as much as I don't like to say it, I'd say that the J11 presents more of a problem to SF than the 18 presents to 104th. I'm not sure if you'd agree there or not.
Say that last part again.
I think the J11 of 104th presents a larger problem to SF than SF's F18 presents to 104th.
You think so?
You know, both being the offset there. Well, I just think in the pure functionality of the systems of the J11 right now, you know, from both the electro-optical sensors to just the way that radar actually functions properly in comparison to the Hornet. I hate to say it, but I'd probably put my money on the J11 in this one. Although
yeah,
Capsu,
maybe.
Capsu, if there's anyone out there that's going to do it in the Hornet in its current state, it's probably Capsu.
Yeah, it's Capsu, but in close, I think those 120Bs are way more effective than the ERs.
I won't argue that one bit.
Specifically because it gives
there.
Capsu the opportunity to defend.
Indeed it does. He's going to know it's coming.
Looks like they're taxiing now, or SF is. So let's go check to see how they're doing.
Man, Grumpy Finn is like he's at a casino right now, just throwing money down on the table. Thank you for the 100 bits, bud.
Grumpy, you've got to recognize that I'm not on the poll today. You just got to chill. Stop throwing the ones and make it rain.
It's raining bits on Molotov.
If you guys want to see the Go for a Mustache ride, that's tomorrow. Billy will be spinning the pole.
There you go. There you go.
Shock Snuff drops 100 bits as well. Says Yar. I'm assuming that comes from Tricky or one of Comey's streams. The Pirates.
I've seen that as well.
And I guess the delay here, from what I understand from the SF side, from Bushmani, is that the Hornet was taking a little bit longer to spool, and so we had to wait. Nab, yeah, the AIM 9X is banned from competition. We're trying to make this more of a where the pilot has to do the majority of the work, and we just felt that the AIM 9X wasn't conducive to that particular mindset. Looks like SF is just finishing taxiing as the remaining 3 guys on the main apron are taxiing in behind Capsu in that F-18.
All right, we are almost underway here, folks. Round 2, SF back against the wall after that unfortunate incident in the first. If 104th comes out and pulls this off, they move on to the championship after this round here, folks. We are in round 2 of match 2 today.
Round 2 of the semifinals. So this is all she wrote going into the final week, which is next week. Did Alex say anything about coming in next week?
We did not discuss it, so I'll have to get with him and see what his thoughts on that are if he's available for that next week. I would assume so.
There will be an announcement, guys, just probably on Reddit, probably on the Splash One Discord, about giveaways and stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that we've got to give away next week. So, on top of the teams winning things, you guys being the viewers have an opportunity to win things, and we have a lot of stuff to give away. I think Moltbot has dropped a couple things, but we can say that stuff again.
Yeah, Moltar is going to be like the Oprah Winfrey of TCS giveaways next week. And
well, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Well, maybe Moltbot is not going to drop anything. Man, nothing is working today. I can't win. There we go. So there's that. Still just waiting for SF to get on the taxiway and get this round 2 of today's match 2 underway. Missing 1 aircraft. Not sure who it is. He's stopped on the taxiway, though. Not entirely sure why. There he goes. I think we're finally going to be getting going.
Here we go.
And I have a feeling that SF is going to come out on top of this round 2. If anything, if round 1 was a show, it was a precursor for anything, regardless of that 120C or not, I think they raffle stomped 104th, for a lack of a better word. I mean, it wasn't... They maintained control during that entire round.
I would have to agree with you there. From what I saw, it certainly things broke apart, I think, in general, and SF seemed to come out on top in that fur ball. There was no doubt about it.
And the fight's on. So finally, after Capsu and the slow-ass Hornet, we are underway for round 2. Again, SF unfortunately forfeited round 1. So 104th leads 1-0 in this best of 3. But I think SF's going to be able to bring this one all even. And I'm just basing that solely on their performance during round 1.
And I get the feeling we might see 3 rounds here today. I think SF's going to come out with a little bit of, like I said, a little bit of hot sauce on everything right now, and I think that might be to their benefit.
Just watching SF depart. They're departing in their typical 2-ship formations. Right along with Spade. I think who's Spade's wingman?
Spade's wingman is Blaze. Spade and Blaze, Stooge and Hunter and Fallen, and then Mogas and Mustang.
All right. Grumpy Finn, man, I told you. I'm not on the poll today. You're going to have to talk to the house mom. I'll be back tomorrow. Today is represented by Billy. He's given mustache rides for free, but I'm not here. Bullet, same goes for you. But thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, both sides seem to want to keep things feet wet in that first round. We'll see if that's the case here in round 2. I get the feeling that might be the case.
But I think with the exception of 51st during the first round, all the teams have really tried to keep it feet wet or kind of straddle that line right along the coast.
Well, I think for those watching that first round, I think you guys showcase, when you do get pushed into the mountains, how to use them to your advantage. And I think that was a pretty good demonstration of that. You guys were I mean, at least from our angle here, we were seeing you guys utilize that.
Are you talking about round 1?
Yeah, I'm talking about match 1 of today, semifinals match 1.
Well,
I just think 51st used the mountains to evade quite nicely.
What ended up happening during round 1 is, the mountains are great to evade, but what can end up happening is you get low, and the mountains are great for evading missiles, but they are also great at providing absolutely 0 SA. So you have a tendency to lose your wingman, and you have a tendency for your shape to break down as you get low into the foothills and into the high peaks, because you can't see anything. The data link doesn't work very well. Your sensors don't really pick up anything because they could be low too, so you're not high enough to look over the mountains. So they're great for dodging missiles, but in all honesty, us getting low in the missiles is the reason we lost round 1.
I would agree with that too. No, the altitude, there has not been a lot of altitude adherence at all today. As a matter of fact, out of any team, I don't think the altitude was really kept.
And I was kind of hypocritical where I was, I preached this altitude, but we didn't maintain. We maintained our altitude until shit hit the fan during round 1. So, guys, take that for what it's worth. You can preach all you want, but when you actually get into this shit, and this is a shout out to all the teams competing, that if you don't compete in SATAL, or if you've never flown in a competitive DCS world event, that you can think the world and proper tactics and stuff, but when you actually get in the pilot seat and fly, all of that can go straight out the window because you're so focused on what's going in front of you, your adrenaline's pumping, and so take that for what it's worth.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a very solid point. You know, you can have all the tactics you want, and there are moments when things break down, and it's how you deal with them in those moments, you know, right? It's what you do there, I think, is the end of the day is what really makes it, right?
Bullet, I'll fucking swear as much as I want to fucking swear, you douche. I'm just kidding. I love you.
Oh, man. We're
Guys,
having fun today, folks.
This stream is rated mature for Moltar being an asshole. So I think we're going to see a lot of this. I think we're going to see a lot of the same formations that we saw in the first matchup. We already see 104th separating into the same type of ingress formation that we saw during round 1. Haven't seen 104th really break up, but as soon as I say that, Capsu and his wingmen start to break off, and I think they're going into trail.
Indeed, it looks like it, and we're seeing a lot of separation out of 104th now.
And Kaz kind of echoes what I said earlier. In all honesty, if I were to do it and I were to fight and I were to lead a team into an engagement, I'd rather be over the water. It's all flat. I'd rather it. And I didn't always used to be this way. As I've flown more and as I've become better with my team and more in tune with everybody, what everybody's going to do, I want flat. I don't want mountains. I don't want anything because I'd rather overcome the shit with teamwork than having to do singleton stuff and try and use the mountains to evade. I think that's where it all boils down.
And I think it
but that's just my opinion.
Further is the breakdown in SA and having to go back to relying on visual identification and visual, you know, acquiring as opposed to relying on those sensors, which I think when you're over that flat area, you can feel a little bit more comfortable, as you were saying before, is to look at that sensor, know what's going on, get that data link feed in there, and be thinking about that stuff less and thinking about more about where you're going and where your shot needs to go, you know?
Grumpy dropping another 100 bits. I think he's expecting me to rig the game for SF.
I'm really pleased with how many SF fans have shown up and how many 104th fans have shown up. Big followings in the house today. Guys got representation out there, no doubt about it. That's awesome.
And guys, show us in the chat who you think who you would like to win. SF 104th. I really want to see what people think or who they want to win during today's matchup.
Show us who you're here for.
And then Shock Snuff dropping another 500 bits. Guys, I told you. But thank you. Thanks again, guys. It all goes... This is for all the cheers and stuff that have happened so far. It all goes back into making this better. Much appreciated. And then Nap dropping the tier 1 sub. Thanks, my brother. That's much appreciated. Hopefully you're enjoying your show. And I hope this matchup keeps going, so we get a similar matchup, not a similar matchup, but a similarly exciting matchup that we got in match 1. I'm sad I didn't get to watch round 1 unfold. I get more excitement over watching these matchups instead of flying in them.
And it looks like we have an evenly split, although maybe a little bit more for SF than 104th, but almost an evenly split fan base here. This is going to be good. I get the feeling now, especially with Spade and Blaze now seeming to head straight up the gut as SF parts the seas for them. And I think what we see out of these back 4 from 104th here is going to be very important.
Well, really what we're seeing, though, is the opposite from 104th of what they did during round 1. Their formation is inverted. If you look at
same on the other side, yes.
No, SF they were taking the same formation as they did this round, because I remember talking about, hey, we're going to see if these two ships engage each other, but we're seeing the opposite come from 104th, where now they're inverted. Correct. So they're like in an inverted Stinger. And now we're seeing singletons of Spade and Blaze engage independent 2 ships. So we've got 120Bs coming off the rails for Spade, and I don't think either of those are going to be really effective, but I think their sole job there was to force the opposition defensive.
Correct. Now, and this is a solid point you just made, both of those two forced 2 ships from 104th forced 4 ships from SF defensive. Now, I wish 104th had been a little bit more poised with those other 4 coming up the middle, because you might have been able to steal something on those 2 in the back from SF there.
Yeah, maybe. But if you do that, you lose your depth. So you lose...
Very true.
Having the ability to have anybody to run to. So You kind of got to weigh, do I want to be overly aggressive or do I want to be a little bit safer in case shit hits the fan and my front 2 ship gets engaged a little too heavily and they need some guys to run away to.
And we're right now looking like all 6 planes from SF now hot and pushing hot on.
Now that you mentioned that, something that I do like, which I think came out of 51st during the last round, as soon as SF recognized that, hey, the guys that were engaging us and the guys that foxed on us turned cold, they immediately recommitted to try and keep the pressure on 104th.
Indeed.
And I like this approach because what I think it does is it puts a lot of pressure on your opposition. It forces them to make very fast decisions. And when that happens, you really increase the likelihood that your opponent is going to make a mistake. And that mistake is the thing that you want to capitalize on. It's the 90-10, the 100-0 engagement, and that's the time that you really want to press to get that kill. So, for instance, right here, this is kind of the thing that SF may have been pushing for, where Stooge was possibly going to overcommit and overextend by himself. And if he did overcommit and overextend into Bushmani, instead of Bushmani having him in a 1v1, it was going to be a 1v3 because Mike, Juliet, and Capsu, the trailing 2 ship for SF, were already inbound.
And now, does it look like Ocelot and Snur are going to get into it with Mogas, Fallen, and Stooge? Although this looks like could be 2-on-4 here if these two keep pushing in. They do not have anybody committed hot to back them up. Right.
And again, look at how poised and aggressive SF here is, and look how defensive 104th is as they extend. So almost the entire 6 ship of SF is cold. Spade and Fallen are both turning hot, but everybody else is still cold. Now here, this is something that could possibly work out for 104th if they do recognize it. You've got the 3 ship with Spade, Fallen, and Mogas against Ocelot and Snur. Now, if these guys are able to commit simultaneously and together, they could isolate this 2 ship.
They really need to get Mogas turned around quick from the top there, and those two need to flex.
Yeah, I think Mogas is overextending.
He's descending right now. No, now he's back on the climb. Okay. Checking the altitudes here on a lot of these guys. A lot of low right now. Well, 1 low, a couple up in the 30s. No, actually 104th doing pretty good.
They're maintaining their altitude pretty well.
Yep.
I think SF, on the other hand, has a lot more low guys. A lot more low. But here we could see our first engagement between Blaze and Razor. 120B coming off the rail from Razor. I guess we can't see that missile ingress. We're going to take a ride with Blaze. I think, does he know that missile's coming? He's starting to go into a notch. He's not deploying countermeasures just yet. And I think he's got more than enough energy as he turns cold to not even worry about that 120B coming down on his 6.
Stooge pushing deep now, though. He's not in a good position to go at Razor here. I hope he realizes that because he's got Bushmani pushing on him.
And Bushmani is still really low, and Bushmani's going to see that coming from a mile away.
Stooge is about 400 feet off the deck. He fired a 120 that hit the water, matter of fact.
And he finally realizes, hey, I better turn cold. And something that, maybe not everybody knows, that with the flanker, those ERs, they drop off the belly of the plane about 10 meters. So if you're too low, your missile is inherently ineffective because as it comes off the fuselage, it's going to go straight in the drink before it has a chance to even engage the bandit that you're foxing on.
Mogas up here dicing it up with Ocelot and Snur. He's going to get out of there in time.
This may be what 104th is trying to do. Maybe Maverick, I'm assuming Maverick is going to be their GCI, is just telling Mogas to, hey, keep these guys occupied up here to the north above Sakumi. Let the rest of our 5 ship deal with these southern bandits, and they're going to try possibly to get some number separation. So you allow Mogas to have a bunch of bandits committed on him, and then for him to play ultra defensive so that you can get the numbers advantage down here in the south. And that's exactly what it looks like is playing out here. I think that was an ER coming off of Stooge. That's a 77. And Mike Juliet, no, that's not going to be a factor. As he immediately split S's, drops some flares, and that missile is not... Oh, it might! That thing very well might have enough energy to get to him as he's very, very slow. We can see it coming, and it takes him down. First kill of round 2, 104th, capitalizing on the slow bird coming from Mike Juliet. And if he was a little bit faster, he would have been able to evade that. Very rarely do we see 77 kills. And that, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, was wholly attributed to Mike Juliet being very, very slow.
Indeed. And now Mogas and Mustang pushing on Ocelot and Snur to the north. Shot out from Ocelot, shot out from Mogas.
And we may see a merge between Mogas and Ocelot. And Ocelot is giving Mogas his 6 effectively. And Stewart is nowhere to be found during that engagement. Fallen was getting in a little bit too deep. Ocelot, I can't tell if that missile's going to hit him. He's got a lot of speed.
He does.
I don't think that's going to get anywhere near him.
There's another 120 from Mogas, though.
That might get to him. That might get to him because he's inside 7 kilometers.
Hey, wake
and
up.
I think he's going to be able to get to that.
The question is did he bite off more than he could chew there with Snur pushing in on him?
No, that missile ran out of energy. That's unfortunate.
Snur moving in hot on Mogas now, though. Is he going to get away in time? Close in, 120B and an aim 9. And that's all she wrote for Mogas. Yes, as I thought, he moved in on Ocelot and bit off a little bit more than he could chew there.
If we do move down here to the south, Bushmani is defending against the 120B. I think that was coming from Blaze. So we've got a 4v4 down here in the south and a 1v2 up here to the north. So 104th still with the numerical advantage coming in here. I wonder if they're going to be able to use it. Or is
Indeed.
SF going to be able to come out, regroup, and take the fight back to 104th?
And Capsu now, 120B out on Stu.
How close is that? Stooge may be in trouble. He's really low. He's got some
Razor.
decent speed. Nah, he's going to be able to get that away. But Razor is all over the 6 of Spade, and we can see that 120 coming in, and it takes Spade as it pokes him in the butt, and Spade gets taken down, and Razor is in a very opportune position as he's right on the 6 of Stooge after taking down Spade. But if we look here, we've got Fallen foxing on Razor, so Razor's got to go defensive as he puts a 120B on the 6 of Stooge, and Razor, you better go defensive, and he's dropping shaft like a madman. You better get low, but being low is not going to do anything against those 120s, but he's able to get away from it.
We lost Snur in the process of that, too, so SF down another fitter here.
So now we're at
we are
4v3. No, 4v4. ET, Ocelot, do you have the energy to get away from that? You're not going to notch an ET, my friend. And that ET is got Ocelot's name written all over it.
Whoa,
Just missed him. It didn't have the energy to maneuver with him when he got in there close. But Ocelot has Mustang all over his 6. And I wonder if Mustang is radar on during this particular situation. Stooge, I think, is out of missiles. He is.
I think he just put his last star.
He's got 73s. 73s. Now he's got 3 73s left. He's out of long range. But Ocelot, I thought he was in trouble, but I think Mustang's in trouble now. Mustang is definitely in trouble if Capsu and Razor see him. Mustang, where are you going? Where are you going?
But he's got a lot in his way.
120B coming off from Mustang, but Mustang, you've got Razor coming down on your side. Razor definitely sees you, and he's all over your 6. There goes what I can assume is an aim 9. And that's going to come right up the tailpipe. We can see it going in there, ladies and gentlemen. Getting closer. No, it's out of energy. It's not going to catch him. I thought that was a for sure kill.
3v3 right now, folks. And a 120B from Capsu on Blaze.
But
isn't going to be enough.
Stooge has got a 73 coming on Capsu, but he's given his 6 to Ocelot. And that 73 effectively gets notched. Another 73 coming off the rail from Stooge. But that aim 9's going to come. I think he flares it well enough. And we've got a 2v1 merge coming between Ocelot, Capsu, and Stooge. And Stooge gets taken down by Ocelot. So now we're down to a 3v2. And I don't know which way this is going to go, because every time I call that,
Razor about to merge.
Every time I call which way I think it's going to go, something happens, and it goes the complete opposite direction.
He doesn't see Razor. He just moved in on Ocelot, and Razor just moved in.
But I don't
right
know that
on his
Ocelot sees Blaze. 2 aim 9s coming on Ocelot.
Whoa.
He's flaring, but he's not changing direction, and that's going to be a trade coming there. And now we're down to a 3v1, Mustang sandwiched between 3. He's in the triangle of death. I think this is going to be a clusterfuck here.
He is in trouble.
He's in a world of hurt as he's got SF coming down all over his ass. And yeah, he gets his wing sheared off. And SF takes that one in commanding fashion. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, that was intense there. That really broke down in the final minutes and turned into a shooting gallery.
Whoo! Whoo, whoo, whoo. Man, that got exciting, and that got exciting fast.
Indeed.
Guys, I'm just trying to fix whatever the hell's going on here. Because I think the screen's a little too big.
Well, 104th now makes it to the third round in this. They certainly were the best beneficiary of a lucky move by SF in that incident in the first round of match 2 today. So we're going to have ourselves an interesting rubber match here. Both teams going to be coming out trying to pull this off. I'm not really sure who we give the momentum to going into this third one. I guess you'd have to say SF with the way they just finished out in that lap.
Man, that was intense. That was intense.
Indeed it was. To be rather nice.
What do you think both teams did well there? I'm trying to, as we got some downtime, I'm trying to get this all sorted while these teams RTB.
Indeed. I think SF, I don't think any team really held their formation for that long in that. I think we were more or less trying to adapt to what each was trying to adapt to what the other was doing as they kind of got into that merge. I think SF did the better job of necessarily kind of forcing 104th into what they want. The separation was certainly very short, which definitely led to, I think, the quickness of some of those engagements. But I think there was definitely a lot of effort by both sides to try to block off and section off some guys to try to make things easier, which we always like seeing that. I will say that, you know, despite not keeping the altitude to their advantage, as we probably would like to see, SF was able to overcome that. Although I think maybe they would have finished with a few more fighters alive if they had kept better elevation advantage throughout that. However, it was certainly an entertaining one, and I think round 3 is going to prove to be just the same.
Guys, let me know if that increases your guys' visual clarity. Let me know if that does any better. I think we might be a little squished.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, I don't know, maybe it hasn't updated yet.
I'm gonna have to mess with this a little bit more after this stream. I don't know why it's doing this.
What's it doing that it's not?
I don't know. It's messing up the aspect for some reason, but I think I got it to look much sharper. So yeah. I think I've got the aspect decently close.
It's better now, I think, a little bit.
Guys, what do you think? Does that look better? I think that looks a lot better. Yeah, but we got some downtime. I figure I might as well try and get this a little better. So we've got 3 remaining. Capsu. Did Capsu get any kills?
I'm not sure.
Capsu got 1.
I believe he did get 1. Yes, indeed.
Man.
He's always bringing that F-18 home, though.
I think that was kind of a repeat of round 1.
To a degree, yes. To a degree. I think 104th hung in a whole lot better than they did in the first round.
They did. I thought 104th had it, honestly, for a period of time. When they had the numerical advantage, they were up 4-3. I felt like they had it. And
there was certainly a few moments there where it looked like 104th was going to pull out.
I feel like they put themselves in a situation where I feel like their SA broke down. And a couple other guys at a couple different periods got themselves in positions where they were in amongst the SF flock, but they didn't realize, I think, quite where they were.
I would agree with that. There was a few situations where I mean, I can't speak to it. Obviously, neither of us, it's tough to know what's going on in the pilot's head, I think, at the end of the day. But there was a few times where I saw guys move into position where they seemingly blew right past an opponent right on their either right or left.
Am I seeing that right? Did one of these guys get hit? Did Ocelot get hit? Ocelot did get hit.
I believe so.
Man, look at his plane. And I think
wow, yeah, look at that.
One of his engines just died. His left engine's gone. I just heard it spool down.
Indeed. Might be running low on the gas.
His right engine's still at 93%. He's leaking all kinds of fuel.
Yeah, that's true. There it is. You can see it coming out of him.
But I don't think it's going to be a problem for Razor or Capsu to make it back.
No, I don't think so either. It looks like they're going to take care of this, and we'll be on our way to round 3 here and figuring out who is playing next week for the championship.
And we are now outside by 13 kilometers. We're going to jump in here to down here at Kataisi. I think we're at Kataisi. Yeah, we're at Kataisi. So we're going to come down here, get a front row seat for these guys RTBing. And I don't think they're going to have any problems. Ocelot may have a problem putting that damage bird down. We'll have to see if his gear comes down.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see whether those things are damaged or not. He's certainly...
But I don't think the bug or... is it Razor? That's the other one? Or Razor is going to have any issues coming in here.
I would certainly agree with that. Oh, man. Billy is going for a large pizza after this round. I can assure you all of that much.
Yeah, I haven't eaten anything.
Me either. We
I had McDonald's for breakfast. I had a granola bar.
Yeah,
you don't have time.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. No doubt about it. We're out here trying to bring you all some quality entertainment, forfeited meals and such. It's the commitment me and Moltar have to making DCS great.
Capsu, where are you going? Where are you going? You're off on like a merry voyage. Oh, because I'm looking at Sanaki, because I'm an idiot. So Capsu's the smart one, and Moltar the caster. Ryan's a dumbass. I was looking at this. Today. I was looking at the F11 view on the airfield. I'm like, this looks an awful like Sanaki, but I'm pretty sure I clicked on Kataisi, so I think this is where they're landing. That wasn't the case.
Wrong. But guys, I think once again,
I wear this hat enough that it's too tight on my head, and it causes problems.
No, I think it, once again, it falls in line with the narrative of the day, which is it's not going right.
No. But maybe, just maybe, we can get it actually looking good, because I've had numerous people say your stream looks like shit, and maybe we can get it fixed today.
Indeed. Hopefully. hopefully we can do that. I think at the very least next week for the championship, we'll have all of these bugs worked out. I think Moltar and I can make that commitment to everybody out there that we won't be having problems like this next weekend.
Capsu, where are you going, buddy? Field of view's a little small.
He's certainly taking a wide approach there.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going. It's probably just making sure that he can land, or they may just be taking their time so that everybody can talk about what they're going to do for round 3. Now this next round is going to be winner takes all, much like it was in match 1. Excuse me. And honestly, I don't know which way it's gonna go. SF, how it's gone so far, has had an advantage, I think, in just how they've flown. But 104th could come out and surprise us.
Absolutely, and I think we have to say that probably SF has the momentum going into this. I'm sure SF's a little angry right now. Had they not launched a 120 or brought a 120 into the fight, they'd be going to the championship right now. And I think, that's got to play into it a little bit. I'm sure they're going to be thinking about that heading into this. I think for 104th, you got to understand that you've certainly not been the better of the two teams in both matches so far. And, you got to kind of kick it up here. Maybe now's the time to pull out something different, because your back's on the wall. There is no tomorrow on this. Although there is a next weekend in a third place game, but I think we're all here to win it, right?
Yeah, but nobody wants to play in third place.
Exactly. Or everybody wants to
Everybody
win.
wants to play for Arla Marbles.
Right.
But since we're talking about that again, depending on who wins, we talked about this earlier, 51st being in the finals, they are ineligible for the prizes. So first place prizes is going to go to whoever, if it's not 104th. So if SF wins, effectively they get the first place prizes.
Oh, wow.
So this match actually is between SF and 104th is worth a lot.
Indeed.
Worth a lot. Because if they don't win and 104th goes in, they're going to have to duke it out with InSky next week to see who's going to take home the first and second place.
And I think we all saw today, InSky definitely brought it. That was a quality match.
Yeah, they did. They did. I think it was just down to 51st's ability to change up the game plan and come in ultra aggressive and push them back that really put them on the back foot, and they didn't know quite how to deal with it.
No doubt about it. Getting in there, mixing up that two-row attack they run definitely helped there in round 2. No doubt about it. That was good stuff.
Can we just talk about how pretty the F-18 is?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
At least in DCS. In real life, I don't necessarily think of, oh yeah, the F-18 Hornet, beautiful plane. But in DCS, just the model that it has and everything is just really, really well done. So mad props
Absolutely.
to 104th for what they've given us, though it's not completely finished. It's a great looking module.
It is.
And Capsu puts it down on the left side of whatever run that way that is. And that's all she wrote for round 2. And I think we're gonna get set for round 3. Winner gets all the marbles. And see where the rest of this goes. So, Billy, while I'm getting that set up with the server and everything, how'd that round go in your opinion?
Well, like I said, I think 104th definitely didn't get to maybe set up in the way they would have liked there. I think SF kind of made that a little difficult for them in the way they approach things. However, I'm looking to see a 104th come out and maybe mix it up this time. I know they changed their tactics on that second run in there and used an inverted formation of their first one. I think the formation they ran the first time through was which was similar to what the 54th was running in the first match today. I think maybe sticking with that might be in their best interest here, just based upon the way SF was moving. I think with SF trying to control the flanks, I think you need to avoid getting sucked into the middle there.
What do you think 101st needs to do to come out on top during this crucial round 3?
To To me, for 104th, it's about, like I said, coming out and not falling into, I think we're going to see SF run that same formation where they try to control the flanks. And I think it's going to be incumbent upon 104th to do something to combat that and try to maybe even control the flanks themselves, or send fighters out there to meet those and let the guys in the middle do their work.
Okay, on the flip side of that coin, what do you think, and what's your opinion on thinking what SF needs to do to make sure they ensure going home while coming out on top?
Well, SF has, I think they've won the individual matchup or the individual battles of these first 2 rounds a little bit better than 104th has, and I think they need to keep doing that. I think they need to keep showing composure in these situations and choosing the right time to fire, which they clearly have done throughout the first 2 rounds. Like I said, the altitude game is, they've shown they can overcome not having that altitude advantage against an opponent like 104th and still be able to gain what they need to win. However, if they don't do that almost as effectively as they did in round 2, I think that could be a problem for them.
Let's see. I'm just fixing some stuff here while we get this all ready to go.
Ben, I'm curious to see
if you bring up another thing of who wins what round.
Well, let's see. That was Katasi certainly leading on the day, right? I mean,
this guy.
That's where we're at this point, right? I think Katasi has the advantage on the day, I believe. I'm not sure.
You're crazy.
Just a little bit.
We're going to jump back into the action here.
Folks, get ready.
And if I'm honest with myself, with how this whole thing's gone down, I think SF got this.
If they play the way they had in the first 2, I think you're right.
Yeah, and that's where I'm basing this opinion on. They've been very assertive and they've been very dominative. Is that a word?
I just think dominant. They've been very dominant.
They've been very dominant, thank you, in both of these first 2 rounds. So if they're able to maintain that, and if 104th, for whatever reason, takes the same approach, I think we're likely to see a very similar outcome to what we saw during round 2.
I would agree with that. And I don't know how much the F-18 really factored into that last one.
I don't think it really did a whole lot of anything.
Well, and I think we all know Capsu is going to be pretty solid regardless of what aircraft you put him in. And
yeah, I don't think it really did a whole lot to swing the round in any particular way.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that, at least from our perspective here.
I think, as Dirto has pointed out in chat, SF has definitely shown they have the ability to stay a bit more disciplined during the engagements than 104th does. They have a tendency to, though it's not great shape, they have a tendency to stay closer together and provide that mutual support and to be able to provide that situational awareness to one another, while for whatever reason SF throughout a lot of this has been, or not SF, 104th, they've been separating. A couple of their guys, especially as we illustrated during round 2, have been getting themselves into the shit, for lack of a better word. They've gotten themselves in positions where they're completely surrounded and they don't have the situational awareness to know that, hey, there's a guy on my 6, or hey, I may be getting in too deep. And that's something I'm not used to seeing for 104th, so I'm not really sure where that's coming from. Maybe it's just, maybe I have an incorrect perspective on what I'm seeing from the stream, but that's at least what I'm gathering here.
I won't argue that. I think, once again, I think, like I said in the past, when 104th comes out with a plan and executes it, they do pretty damn well. And I think it's a matter of executing that plan. And You can tell that there's certainly the remnants of that there today. I just think they need to, get the job done as far as executing it. So hopefully we see that here in round 3, and we get ourselves a barn burner down to some guys running out of fuel, firing their guns off. Right?
So to recap, we got a lot of bits and stuff that were cheered here during the last round. Grumpy Finn and we'll start with Yaga. I think we're going to start with... Let's see who was first. Yaga dropped 1,000 bits. No message. Then dropped another 100 bits. Followed by Grumpy Finn dropping 50. Shock Snuff dropping 60. Grumpy Finn another 50. Yaga another 100.
Nice.
Grumpy Finn another 50. Grumpy Finn another 100. Risa another 100 says, go SF. You guys have got to put messages in with this so I can read them. Grumpy Finn. Yaga drops another 100. Grumpy Finn dropped another 25. Then Yaga dropped 1. And Bullet says, thanks for all the work you guys have put in. Now let's go. 104th. I'm assuming it's 104th since his bits added up to 104th. Yaga dropped another 5, then another 4. Segamo 25 subscribe with Prime. Thank you for that. Nubs Cockpit rated with 4. And then Ruwer and Segamo with the follows. So thanks, guys. Much appreciated. Again, schedule. I'm on the poll tomorrow. You guys have just got to get... Bouncer, I guess, told you the incorrect day for my performance.
Everybody's here for the stash ride. Evidently,
I'm not good enough. God damn it, Yaga. Dropping another 5 bits. Just stop. Just stop. Stop. You guys are making it rain. And I'm out of room in my thong. I didn't have much room to begin with. So... chill.
Packed to the brim.
Everybody's in here, so... we'll give the spool. This is kind of a depressing song. I'm not pool. Spool.
There, it looks like we got 104th is already taxiing.
SF hasn't started yet. I've just enabled chat. I've just enabled everybody. They're just going to be like, Grumpy's trying. Now people are encouraging everybody drop 1 bit. Hey guys, put another 6 in there. Let's do another 4. God. Grumpy, just fuck up. There's... God! You guys are terrible. Terrible people.
It's once again, everything is all in line with the day. It's all gone to theme. It's very much so according
It is.
to, not
but
according
I
to
can't
plan,
keep
right?
track to what we've talked about. Who I've called out. Yaga dropped 5, then you dropped another 1. Grumpy dropped 1. Shock Snuff dropped 1,000, says 104th for the win. We'll have to see how that all shakes out.
Dude, y'all be careful. We're gonna show up.
And
next
then
season.
Grumpy, Nobel drop another 6. Yaga's another 2. I'm just gonna stop with these ones. You guys are killing me.
I was saying, they don't watch out. You're gonna show up. I'm gonna have some big, thick gold chain.
All I'm gonna be able to do is
just
just sit here and say, "Hey, you dropped 1. There's another 1, and another 1, and another 1." You guys are terrible. But guys, much appreciated. Thank you for showing the love. And we've got some midget F-15s, so I've got to fix this. They're very short. So I'm going to fix it, or I'm going to attempt to fix this. See if that's any better. Looks better. I think. You guys are terrible. I do appreciate it, so don't take me acting all pissy like I'm on my menstrual cycle as in the wrong vein. We can hear SF spooling. And I think we got a barn burner coming here for round 3.
I do too. I want to know how many people out there think 104th is gonna change the tide.
Can 104th turn it around?
Okay,
that is the question of the day.
we can all agree SF has momentum coming into this, but
oh, yeah.
will 104th do what they need to in this to pull this off? I think is the big question I have, because I think we all know they're capable. I think SF has shown up and done what we know they do on a pretty standard basis. It's right now. I think the question is does 104th show up and give us what we know they can?
SF looks like they're taxiing, so I'm assuming that F-18 got its INS aligned a little bit quicker than it did last time.
I'd have to agree with you there. And we talked about before the last one, would Yoli be a factor in that last round? And I wasn't able to discern anything on his part that seemed like he was razzled after that first incident. So that's good on his part for being able to
absolutely
get back SF, and get things collected.
Speaking of that, it didn't seem like SF showed any sign of being morally repressed. I mean, they came out the same way they did during round one and took it to him. So that was good to see.
It was business as usual regardless.
Oh, yeah. For sure. And I'm happy to see that. I'm glad, given we had to stick with the rules, that SF was able to overcome that and still come out on top.
Yeah, I don't think anyone
not come out on top, but they were able to come out, do their best, and take it to the other team.
Agreed. Like I said, I don't think anyone here wants to see a team penalized or wants to see a match, their round decided by something like that. But at the end of the day, it is the reality of it. And, good to see that SF wasn't something that hampered them moving forward past it.
Iron Mike, we got a little bit of a break, drops 1,000 bits and says, for all of you. Now, guys, see how Iron Mike put all of his together? I feel like I'm at a penny strip club and I'm in Canada, and instead of making it rain, they're making it hail, and it's just, I'm just getting hit.
Oh, man. Penny strip club, there's one for you right there.
Yeah. Everybody just comes out with welts. You can tell how successful they are by how much shit they look like they've had the crap kicked out of them from pennies hitting them. Grumpy Finn drops another 500 and says, SF, man, I don't know how this is gonna go. I was excited for this match, really excited for this match since last weekend, knowing that 104th and SF were gonna be coming against one another.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one all week myself. This is definitely, I think, proving to be one of the more interesting ones.
Durdo,
in the last couple weeks.
Durdo, we all know this is why everybody's here, for Ryan's comparisons. So I know this is why everybody sticks around, for my comments about the Canadian hail in a penny strip club and stuff. You just.
Well, I think that's, at the end of the day, that's the
interesting
stuff.
That's probably a thing.
Right? Yeah, no, I agree.
That probably
with that.
really is a thing. If it's not, one of you Canadians should definitely do it.
Everybody in there whipping loonies and toonies around. Although I think that's like $1 and $2 if my memory serves me correctly.
Shock Snuff drops another 300 for 104th. You guys are just in a bits war for who's going to win. I mean, maybe the bits provide some type of fourth dimensional benefit to the team that we just don't know about.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Now we're getting kind of weird.
Abstract, for sure.
Abstract. Might as well start talking about string theory and dark matter.
Right? Yeah, quantum physics. Let's get down into the weeds with it, my friend.
Grumpy Finn drops another 206 and says, "Fuck off, show." And Yaga comes in with another 100, another unadulterated, unbiased 100 for both teams.
There you go. All right, guys.
Fights on. Round 3, and this is the one for all the marbles to see who goes to the finals. I'm buckled in. I am ready.
Yeah.
I've got my aviators on, my collar, cradle's all stretched out for you. I'm pulling it down so you can see all my chest hair. I'm in for the ride.
The question I think what most people want to know is your neck stretched out today? Is the neck stretched on?
No, I'm wearing a normal hoodie.
A normal hoodie.
Normal hoodie.
Okay.
I am rocking
Firing
more
words
Under
must
Armour,
know.
though. The official, unofficial sponsor of SATAL.
Correct. I'm in an Oath Nation shirt today. No, I actually do have some Under Armour shorts on, so there you go.
Steve drops 500, unadulterated, unbiased. Shock Snuff says 150, drops another 150, says, sorry, couldn't hear you over the 104th madness. Oh, you guys. I love it.
Fan base
I love
it. They make it worthwhile coming out here every single Saturday to do this. I totally agree.
The stream does look better now that we've gotten it on. It does look better.
Hey, better late than never, right? We got it for the most important round. That's round 3 here. We're gonna see who's going to play in the championship next weekend, everybody.
Somebody said, who plays marbles anymore? Well, this is for all the marbles. So if you're not playing marbles, what are you doing? And Grumpy Finn drops another 1,000 and says, SF, fuck off. Man, you guys, Grumpy Finn's on a mission.
Yes, he is.
Just putting his foot down. Showing who's boss. Authoritative side forward.
Oh, man, the anticipation's killing me here. I want to see this get underway.
It's already underway.
Like,
You just mean for missiles coming off the rail and shit getting fucked up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
do too.
Get it on.
Let's get it on. Unbiased opinion, Billy. How do you think this is going to go?
I think SF is going to edge them out, but I think it's going to be close. I don't like saying that because if we're going from a personal perspective, I know a lot of the guys on 104th, so I'd like to see them win, for me personally, but I think from an unbiased perspective here, looking at this, if we go off what we've seen already today, I think SF has the edge in this. I don't doubt 104th is they're not gonna let them walk away with this thing. They're gonna fight this thing out to the last plane. But if you put a gun to my head and you ask me to bet my house on it, I'm probably gonna put it on SF right now.
Well, that got vivid and violent.
You know me.
I don't know. Is this what you want?
All the time.
Guys, fetish time with Moltar and Billy. This is what Billy really wants.
Exactly.
I think, and this is kind of an opposite of what I said earlier, because I think I said earlier that SF showing what they've done in the past rounds. I'm flipping here. I think 104th is going to get their shit together, and I think they're going to take it to SF this round. I think that's what's going to happen. So we're on opposite sides of the bus. And this isn't me showing fanboyism or anything in any way. I love both these teams. I know a lot of the guys. I just think that 104th, they've kind of been kicked around for the first 2 rounds. And I think this is their time to... And they've probably had a group powwow after the round 2 and said, guys, this is what we got to do. We got to be more disciplined. We were kind of flying like shit during round 2. And during round 1, even though SF forfeit, we got to turn our crap around. And I think they can. I think that this is their time to shine.
The potential's certainly there. There's no doubt about it. And I think you have to look. They in some regard probably said to themselves, "Listen, we got handed an awful bit of luck here by even being in this 3rd round in the first place with the way things shaped up today. Let's not let that go to waste. Don't let that stroke of luck, go all for nothing at that point. You want to make something of it."
So, what kind of formations do we have here?
It looks like they're sending out a 2 flight from SF to bridge off from the initial 4 flight. However, we're seeing 2 tight, 2 spaced, and then another 2 tight further back offset. Certainly a strange formation right now for 104th. But this could be intentional here to try to throw off any GCI on SF.
Creedle says, Dut Rudder, any chance you can stream later? I want to get my wife in the mood. Is Dut Rudder like some type of sexual innuendo for something that I'm not hip on? Because
if you check out the face that Samurai posted, that's Dut.
Oh.
There you go.
Is that really what that is?
Yes, that's Dut, man.
I guess I'm not.
That's a fellow 18 streamer. I see him on all the time. For those who haven't checked him out, I highly recommend it. He's pretty entertaining.
I guess I don't scream yeet enough during streams and stuff to be into what's going on.
Certainly could be the truth. Okay, so now we have Mike, Juliet, and Capsu now circling back behind as they did, I believe.
And this is what we've seen out of all the rounds. And it looks like both teams are taking the same approaches. I think what's going to end up happening is we're going to see a very similar thing to what happened during round one. Both teams have two separate entities of two ships ingressing into the AO, separated from one another. Instead of SF doing or 104th doing their inverted stinger, I think what we're going to see is just a repeat of round one. The question is, can 104th stay more organized than they did during rounds 1 and rounds 2?
I think it's crucial. They need to. They need to be able to keep.
Well, obviously, it's crucial.
Just allow themselves to get dragged into this furball.
But you think they'll be able to do it?
I hope so. I've seen them do it in the past. I haven't seen much of it today. But I've also seen them turn it on in a third round after not playing that well in the first two, so I wouldn't rule out anything for 104th.
Separation's coming under 50 kilometers. Getting closer, baby, to the first missiles, the fist missiles coming off the rail. Man, that's probably a name of some missile somewhere. The fist.
Certainly the ones that were hitting me in the face last night on Blue Flag, I can assure you that much.
Billy, we don't need to hear about your personal life. Whoever he was holding a gun to your head in the bedroom last time, we don't need to know.
Somebody at about 25,000 over Dubai, I can tell you that
You're
much.
just joining the Mile High Club.
Yeah, last night, I was getting fucked all over the place.
God damn it, just stop. Just stop. There's children here, probably. We don't need to talk about your sexual and fucking escapades when you're all over the place at 25,000 feet. Chill. Out of here.
Oh, man.
And Bushmani, man, you're being mighty aggressive. You got 120B. B's coming out of Spade here, but I don't think that's going to be a factor. Is it? No. He's split S-ing. He's got a 120B in exchange, but I think that's a missile wasted. Definitely wasted as he egresses away. I don't think there was any need to fire that. It's one less 120 that he has. He's now down to 3. And that missile almost got him. That altitude from Spade, when he launched that, played into that quite a bit. But something I'd like to point out here is look how spread out SF here is. Look how on point their shape is.
Yep,
and how aggressive Bushmani's being. So yeah, he got foxed on, but then he realized, probably from his GCI or from the trailing wingman, that, hey, you're not being pressed. You can recommit. And that's exactly what he did.
And now we have 6 fighters basically from SF pulling hot on a group of 104th who is still trying to regroup from this initial salvo, or at least get into formation. And shots out from Fallen and Yoli, but nothing substantial there. Same with Ocelot, looking like they're bumping back those guys.
Yeah, and it looks like... is it recovering? Is the stream still lagging, guys?
I'll agree with Grumpy Finn on that last comment there. I feel like one of the bigger mistakes, I feel like I see a lot of guys go cold for longer than they need to.
Yeah. 104th has been extending for quite a bit. And yeah, guys, I'm seeing that in OBS, that it's kind of up and down, up and down, up and down. So looks like it's stabilized. I think it was just a shitty connection for a second. I think we're good now. I can see it stabilized. It was taking a dump. The stream had indigestion. Just leave it alone. And guys, Prater, if I want to watch previous videos of Billy giving mustache rides, that's my own prerogative.
You're right. Some would say it's like a bull riding competition.
And again, look how spread out SF is, and Stooge is committing by himself, which is unfortunate. I want them to commit together. Now, Stooge, luckily, is far enough away that it's not going to be a factor. However, he's really low, and I think that might play into his downfall. Can you check on what the altitudes of the other 104th guys are? But I think everybody's low. Yeah, everybody from SF is low. But look at Ocelot. Look at Ocelot getting his flank on over here.
He's trying to get around there.
I don't know where he's going.
Under 15, one guy above. That's about it.
Mogas may see him as he gets vectored over here. I think they're going to go head-to-head over here to the east as Ocelot turns into him. Separation between these two guys is now down to 20 kilometers. And I think this is going to be the first engagement. Did we lose somebody from 104th? No, Spade's down there by himself.
Yep.
But look how defensive Mogas is. Mogas. Got to be more aggressive there, unless he's just trying to drag him back to the main element of the 104th guys. I think that might be exactly what he's trying to do. So this is a Mike Juliet. Man, he's off on a sightseeing tour up here by Sochi or by Sukumi. He's just...
Yeah.
He looks like he's lost in the corn maze.
He's quite a bit of distance out there, looking like right now from at least the closest 26 to 30 nautical miles out.
Now, altitude separation between Fallen and Ocelot. About 3,000 meters. They're exchanging 120s. They both put him into a notch. Fallen's probably a little more aggressive trying to defend this. I think he's turning cold now. Both those missiles are going to be a non-factor, and we still got not a lot going on. 104th is kind of turned this into an in-sky engagement where they've got two lines of three. We'll have to see if they're able to stay together.
They're keeping it decent, that's for sure. 104th and Blaze seem like they're on a collision course. Razor rather, doesn't have a whole lot of backup here. Although he's
if I saw that right, it looked like Mike Juliet got his head out of his ass. Nothing against you, Mike Juliet, but you were on a merry voyage up here to no man's land, and you've recommitted, so he's back in here with everybody.
He just put out a 120, it looks like, on 104th Blaze.
To Mike Juliet's defense, I think he's typically their GCI.
Ah, that makes sense.
I think.
And then Stooge now putting on ET on Yoli?
Yoli, that could spell trouble. That might be trouble. Is it on Yoli? Yes.
Yes.
There go the flares. Okay.
Sees it.
But you're still in gate. Oh, it went for the flares. We saw it go by him. Oh, man. We can still see it. Oh, man. Yeah, that missile's dead. Ladies and gentlemen, do not flare and then stay in gate. Don't do that. You'll probably still die.
You just wasted flares.
Well, I mean, it ended up working out because he was high aspect, but he lucked out that he wasn't flanking or low aspect because ET's not going to give a shit if you're a gate and you're dropping flares. Man, it sees the Bunsen burners coming out of your ass. It's not going to chase those flares. Look how aggressive Razor's being down here to the south.
Now.
But look how low these guys are. Look how fast they're sacrificing altitude. But as I say that, on the 104th side, Stooge is really the only one low. And Razor, man, he may get himself into trouble.
They're staying on.
He's low, but everybody else aside from Stooge on the 104th side is very, very high. So it's going to be really hard for Razor, if he continues to press in this engagement, to maintain situational awareness on high bandits. They're going to be much more difficult to find. Granted, he does have vertical scan. The God's given gift that the F-15 has a vertical scan, which means you can find everybody, which is just something that you have to contend with from the opposition. And he does find Blaze. Is that ET going to catch Razor?
It's trying.
It's trying.
No.
I don't think it's going to have the energy.
Credit to 104th. No. They're keeping the formation pretty tight right now.
They are.
They're staying in with what they, I would assume they want to do here. They seem like SF has been, they've been in pursuit, but not able to do a whole lot,
Yeah, I would agree. SF isn't really pressing their advantages, and we're seeing Bushmani? He notched it. Okay.
Ooh, yeah, just barely.
I do like during this round that SF is staying closer together. They are staying more as a unit. And I think because of that, their situational awareness has greatly increased. But on the SF side,
I would agree with that. It would appear so.
On the SF side, we're kind of seeing the same thing. But as I say that, Razor's still being hugely aggressive. And this is something that is kind of Razor's forte. He's very aggressive coming into these engagements. He does trade with people. And there's a 120B. There's 120Bs being exchanged between him and Mustang. Both of them defend.
Get the feeling here because Fallen now engaging with Ocelot. Stooge coming in. Really need Blaze to get that nose around.
Fallen, where are you going? Capsu! Ooh. Is he going to get into that vertical notch fast enough? I think he is. I don't know! Oh my God, that flew right by him. That thing, wow. That was like a vegetarian walking into a steakhouse, walked through the door, said, nope, see you later, and just turned around. And holy, you couldn't be closer than that.
And everybody now looking like they're pulling back, extending, trying to reset here. Although Bushmani giving the feeling he wants to press, but I think we're going to see him turn.
Man, that was closer than anything that I have seen through all of this. That holy shit is what I think about that. Holy shit. So Spade pressing on Bushmani now. Let's go to Bushmani's point of view as we watch this. And that is a missile. I don't give a shit about the missile game. And they again exchange 120s. I think about this time, Billy, we need a missile update.
Yeah. Going now and looking.
Oh, Bushmani, you may be in trouble, my friend. No, you got that into a notch. Beautiful notch. Just in time there. And we saw that missile splash out maybe 100 yards away from him. Man, I thought he was going to eat that.
About halfway through the stores for most planes right now.
On most SF and 104th?
Yeah.
Now, here. This, I'd like to see 104 take advantage of this. Look how separated Bushmani and Razor are. They are separated from the main element of the SF guys by 20 kilometers. Mogas. I want you to commit on Capsu. Right here. Capsu, separate this. Get these two guys separated. Make it so the rest of the 104th guys can commit on SF. This is SF gives you the opportunity to commit because they get separated. You guys got to capitalize on those situations. You have to. And if you don't, you're just giving them the opportunity to get themselves into positions to surround you in a half bull.
Now, our Mustang and
I think Mustang and Razor are going head to head here.
I was gonna say, I smell a merge here.
But Mustang and Razor are hugely vertically separated. So the question is, I don't think they see each other. Mustang definitely sees Bushmani, but Mustang and Razor definitely do not see each other.
Although
that 120B has a lot of energy. It's got a lot of energy. Bushmani, can you notch it? It? Yes. Yes, he did.
And now, did Razor get in trouble here?
Razor, he's got that A9, that aim 9. There it is. It's coming in. And he gets taken down.
And I think Fallen took some damage on that, but it looks like he's still up.
He did. He's missing a nose cone. Stooge. He's got a 120B coming in on his right flank. You better drop chaff. But I think he's out of chaff. Is he going to get away from it? Yes.
Aim 7 out from Bushmani. Nobody on him.
Yeah, the aim 7s are just kind of,
Oh, the team kill.
No way.
Fallen took out a friendly with an aim 9.
Oh, no. That's not...
Mogas
But
was hidden by
Bushmani,
Fall.
he's in trouble. That is a close range 120. That is a very close range 120. He's dumping all sorts of chaff, and he notched it.
He spoofed it, yep.
Bushmani, well done, but he's doing his thing with the notch, but he's in a world of trouble. He's in all sorts of trouble because as you get into that notch, you leave yourself open for all kinds of other engagements, and Bushmani gets taken down. So we're 4 apiece now, but Stooge and Fallen have Capsu and Ocelot bearing down on their 6 o'clock. Fallen, do not try and engage. You were damaged. What are you doing, my friend? Where are you going?
Aim 9.
Oh, he notches it.
Capsu takes out.
And he's guns to... Ocelot is merged with Fallen here.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, Ocelot's going to have a much easier time keeping track of Fallen because of his... Oh, but Fallen's being chased.
Mustang with a missile out.
Ocelot's got a 120B on him. There's just shit everywhere. This is one giant furball. Ocelot's got an aim 9. Ocelot gets taken down. Do we... No! 120B on Mustang! Oh, no! He gets taken down! So now we've got a 3v1.
He's holding it together. He's still up.
Is he?
He's still up. Wing on fire. Another gun's coming in on him now.
Oh, does he just run away? I think he's out of the fight. And now we've got Blaze bringing the aim 9 on Mike Juliet. But is it too late? Is it too late?
He gets him.
But Blaze has a 2-ship all over his ass. All over his ass.
And Mustang is just running for his life right now, trying to get back.
Well, keep me updated on that fight. But Blaze, I don't know what is Capsu out of missiles? Yoli, are you gonna? Yoli gets taken down. No, Capsu's got an aim 7. Blaze, you gonna be able to get away from it?
Defeat it.
He got taken down. So now it's just Capsu
and Mustang
and damaged Mustang.
And no, Capsu, I don't think has any weapons.
I don't know how far.
Mike Juliet is also still in the air and damaged.
Is he? Yeah, yes.
Both guys, Capsu, 1 aim 9 left on the rails. 2 planes up, though.
I can't tell where they are.
Yeah, this is difficult.
We're just going to watch Capsu. I'm just watching Capsu. It's all we're doing.
Gonna try to see if Mustang is inbound to base right now. Oh, 1 second.
Can we see anybody damaged? Yeah, these guys, well, Mustang's over feet wet or feet dry. I don't know that they're going to be able to find each other. Oh. So we're just watching Mustang or Capsu because I can't see any of the other guys on the map because the game thinks their pilots are dead. So I just have to watch Capsu to see if they get close. Now, is Mustang leaking fuel?
Mustang has a wing on fire.
He does, but he's not leaking fuel.
No, he's still operational. I think Mustang has a solid chance at putting it on the deck if he can figure out where he needs to go.
Maybe.
I'm going to guess his electronics are in a pretty bad spot right now.
But he doesn't have any missiles. And guys, if neither of these guys make it home, if neither team makes it home, we're going to round 4. Because we got to find a victor. And that round, holy fuck.
That was insane.
Holy hell. When the floodgates opened, all hell broke loose.
It certainly did.
That was nuts. But I don't think they know where each other's at. Mustang, if I were Mustang, I would stay and just drag this out. I would go as far north as possible and just see where we need to go. And I'm just going to watch Capsu here and see what happens. Capsu's the only one that's not damaged. Is Mike Juliet still up?
Yes. He definitely is.
So we're just going to watch Mustang here. Or Capsu, excuse me. And I don't know how this is going to go. I have no idea how much fuel either of these guys have. Is Mike Juliet leaking fuel?
It would have. No, it looks like they're both just in a.
They're just both on fire.
Flaming wing situation. Missing nose cones and right wing fires. If I was 104th, I would be trying to get one of those planes on the ground right now.
Well, there's only one.
There's two.
104th only has Mustang.
No,
you mean SF?
Oh, I'm sorry, SF. My apologies.
That's all good. So, guys, another reason that I'm going to sit here and watch Capsu is because I don't want either of the teams figuring out where the other guy is. Capsu has his sensors still, so he's going to have a little bit easier time, and I don't want to watch Mustangs so that they can figure out where anybody is. But it looks like Capsu just got redirected. And he does have an AIM-9 on his right wingtip.
But Capsu's also got to make it home after this, so he's going to watch his fuel.
He does. But they are pretty far south. I mean, they're south of Sakumi. I don't know that he sees him. Oh, I see somebody. Are SF in a spread now?
I can't tell.
I think they are.
I'm looking.
Yeah, they are.
Both damaged F-15s are right around 250 speed right now, so...
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna... I don't know where Mustang is. I have no idea where he is. Uh-oh. Oh, we're just in front. Okay, I thought Capsu ran out of fuel. But I don't think Mike Juliet is going to be really any factor in this because he's damaged. He's missing a nose cone. And I think Mustang may be slow enough that he just doesn't show up on radar.
Mustang's picked speed up. He's almost up to 400 knots now.
Oh, okay. I don't know where he's at. And Capsu better be careful. He's going to leave the bubble.
I think that's what we want. I don't know how Mike Juliet hasn't at least been vectored towards an airbase that he can land at. That seems
I feel like Capsu is out of the bubble.
I'm going to look at the map. No, Capsu is still within the bubble, but he's nearing the big river there near Poti. He is actually right off the coast of Poti right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at Capsu right now. Oh, that's another problem. Lot ATC, Microvax points out a good point. That because they're dead, the game sees them as dead, they don't show up. Uh-oh, he just foxed. Oh no, he found him! And he took him down, so he knew where he was the whole time.
For the win, folks! For the win! And that is all she wrote. These guys dragged it out, I think, more than any two squads have dragged out a single round in SATAL history.
I guess I was looking at the wrong place. I guess he saw him the whole time. I don't know why Mustang decided to go high. He kind of gave himself away at that point. But, man.
Not really much you can do there, right? I mean, Mustang was in a pretty compromised situation.
I know Mustang couldn't do anything. I mean, that's nothing against Mustang. That's nothing against him, guys. But now, they got to make it home.
That's true.
And they have a long flight.
That was Mustang's best move, was to drag that further south.
You think? Oh, yeah, because he was trying to make Capsu have as long of a flight as possible. I see, yeah. Which is 173 kilometers, so he's got a ways to go.
coming from my experience in the
And
Hornet.
he lost it. Did he lose an engine?
He's still burning. He's on afterburner right
he's
now.
He's out of fuel. Only one of his engines is burning, unless that's by mistake.
Unless he's only unless he shut down one intentionally, which I don't know why you would.
No, he's at 100% RPM on both. There it goes.
The other one just lit up. He's using individual throttle control is what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now, where is Mike Juliet?
Mike Juliet is falling out of the air with very little speed, 140 knots.
Is he? Oh, no. He's out of fuel.
He's out of fuel. He is inbound for the deck.
I like how you just... Mike Juliet is falling out of the air.
Well, I call him like I see him, and there he goes.
He
He's punching
ejected.
out.
All right. So the only pilot remaining is the Hornet.
The most anticipated return flight of the year.
He's at 10,000 meters. I don't know what the glide profile is for the Hornet. I don't know how well it glides. Fast. He's still at 96% engine RPM. I think he's got this.
I mean, if he had anything over 1,000 pounds, he'll be all right.
Yeah, we don't know.
Even under 1,000, he might still be able to pull that off. I know right now I made, I think it was a 65 nautical mile flight. I took my tank up punctured, and I was down to about 1,000 pounds, and I was able to bring it home.
Well, typically with the F-15 and the flanker, if you're within 100 kilometers and you're about 10,000 meters, even if you lose engines, you can glide home.
See, I don't know if the Hornet's that good in that department.
I don't know either.
Like
I wouldn't think it would be, because I don't think it has the lifting body like the F-15 and the flanker do. But I think he's got this, especially because he's full mill on his throttles right now at 98%. So I think he's got it. But if this is the most anticipated RTB of the year.
Hands down. We have no clue how this is going to end up. And shout out to Jabbers and the project he's working on, because next year, with that overlay,
we're gonna know.
We're going to know exactly
we are
what's
definitely
going on
know.
With that system. So that'll be good stuff. And I don't know if you heard, but I got that pizza a little bit. They arrived much ahead of schedule.
Oh, that's why you had to go.
Yeah, well, I figured the guy arrived much sooner than I was expecting, so I was assuming everything was going to time out nicely. But I heard the door banging much sooner than expected. So.
Yeah, I think he's got this.
I do too. I get the feeling this is gonna be it. Credit to SF for a well-played match here, and let's throw a shout out to 104th. I mean, those guys fought that out about as valiantly as I think we've seen.
So, what Jabber's project is he's going to give us a CS:GO, Counter-Strike Go style overlay where we can see everybody's fuel states, their weapon states, how much gun ammo they have remaining live on the stream. So it makes it a lot better and a more immersive viewer experience for everybody watching. That's what's coming. It's not going to happen until next year, but that is what's coming.
It's just one of the many things we're doing here to try to improve the experience at the end of the day for you guys, because that's why we're here, right?
Yeah. I just enjoy doing it.
I just like listening to myself talk.
We all knew that already, Billy. I think he's going to be fine on his way home. He's not very fast. He's at 640 kilometers an hour. I think he's just conserving fuel. But he's at Angels 10. Well, I don't know how fast he is, actually. I can't say that because that's ground speed. Or indicated, sorry. I don't know what his ground speed is. He's over Mach 1.
Also good to point out, if Capsu does land here and pull this off, SF will take the prize, right? First place prize, correct?
Yeah. because 51st is ineligible, so they will lock in the first place prize effectively. So that was a big flight for them. Big flight. Now he's still got to land. He could blow up.
And your other shots are 104th for, doing what we were saying there. They came out and held their formation. I mean, they played that about as well as they could. That was a very good match on both sides' parts.
Oh, yeah. Massive shout outs to 104th for everything that they did going into this.
Just bringing it, man. They definitely brought it, no doubt.
Shock Snuff, what is first place? What do you get for first place? You get 6 heat blur modules. You get 6 advanced TACB licenses. And you get 500 euros. So there's a lot on the line. Second place gets 6 heat blur modules. And 3 TACB licenses, I think. It's listed on the ED forums page for the tournament. But this was a big flight. Big flight for SF because of that.
No doubt about it.
He's still really high, still rocking 10.3. And I can see Sochi now, so I think he's got this one in the bag.
Well, SF is certainly going to make a quality opponent for 51st next week. That is going to be one hell of a final, guys. So make sure you're on point, ready for that one.
Yep. For sure. Flame, the 51st match score was 2-1. 51st came out on top. So it was the same in this one. 2-1.
There you go.
He's still flying level. Let's go ahead and jump to Sochi and watch this guy's ingress here. I don't know what runway he's going to be coming in on. Can see him marking. Still way out there, but I think he's got this one in the bag.
I'm going to assume he's probably going to idle and start his descent.
Unless he's got a massive case of the jitters and somehow rolls over and blows up on the taxiway.
Pardon me. One moment. I'm going to step away again for a few seconds.
Bullet, that is very true. That could have changed very, very differently. That could have been very different if Capsu hadn't somehow dodged that AMRAM by 10 feet. So he's still way up there. He's descending now. He's passing Angels 8. Drop marks. Polar Mouse, I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know if it's lag or what. He could have gotten into the notch at just the right time, but I don't know.
I'm back.
Yours, yeah, they did, but they still had 120Cs in round 1, so I can't really give that to them. Well, Flame, you can always watch the VOD. You can always watch the replay. It was solid. Good times. Both matches were excellent.
Indeed, this was lived up to the hype for sure.
I mean, I didn't get to watch the first one. I flew in it, but from what I understand, it was great to watch. He's now down through 4,000. See how far away he is still. He's still a ways out.
Yeah, he's just trying to slow himself down, I think.
Still descending. He's engine idle. Down to 2,500 meters. Man, wouldn't that suck if he had lag or something now and just flew into the drink?
Whew. Certainly wouldn't be out of place with today's event.
Knock on wood. No, it wouldn't be out of place with today. I'm glad we got it all figured out, though.
Yeah, exactly. As off the rails as I think it got at times, we certainly did a good job of keeping things in control. It's in totality. Definitely were able to make it happen.
I think Sochi's off to our right.
Looks like he's about to start his break in now.
Just riding along with Capsu to put it down to clinch the victory of round 3.
Well, much to be said about the Hornet. Is the lone survivor of today's match.
I think as we get more systems fleshed out, that Hornet's just going to become more and more of a killing machine as things go forward, especially with that HMS.
Hopefully this Wednesday we see a nice plethora of updates.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
We're not getting the IR mavs. I was looking forward to those, but in due time.
He's getting closer. He's on a nice approach here. A little high.
Yeah, a little bit. About 16,000.
That shouldn't be a problem. Passing 500 meters now.
You just got to be careful about running out of gas right now, because now is when that thing will just drop like a rock. Because I was coming in to land on the carrier, just messing around the other day, chancing it with low fuel, and ran out about 30 meters off the back of the deck and crashed in behind it. As soon as that sucker runs out, she starts falling out of the air.
I think Capsu's got this.
Yep, no, it's looking pretty good from here. And props to him for holding on to that 9 as long as he did.
Yeah.
That could have been a tricky situation had he been out of ammunition at that point in the match.
Yeah, but I don't even know that Mustang had a working HUD.
No, but imagine if neither of them had any weapons.
True.
Imagine if Capsi didn't have any weapons, where they'd run into each other. So that would have
I don't know what would happen in that particular situation.
That would have been interesting, to say the least, because
Mustang probably would have had a very difficult time, though, landing.
Correct. But it would have been had a decision point would have had to have come where both would have had to try to return to base, and it would have been who makes it back first. I'm not sure how we would have handled things at that point.
Yeah. But SF's coming out on top.
Indeed.
Showing everybody how it's done.
That was a lot of fun.
And I'm going to see if somebody from the SF side wants to do an interview right quick as we watch Capsu.
The crowd would like to hear from them.
Head back to main parking area. And it looks like there's no danger of him dying now. The finals next week are going to be 51st versus SF. And then the runners-up game is going to be 104th versus InSky. So with this match victory, SF has clinched the first place prizes because 51st is ineligible. So InSky, on the other side of that, has clinched the second place prize. So congrats to both of those two. Looks like Capsu's going to be doing the interview, so let me make sure that he's ready, and I'll drag him down. And we'll get a recap of how they thought everything went. Billy, how do you think that went? What do you think, in your opinion, allowed SF to come out on top there?
I think they were I think at the end of the day, in this round 3 of this second match today, I think the big factor was being smart, holding on to your munitions, not firing off, not wasting munitions. I really do think that was a big factor in Capsu having the ability to come out there on top. He, if you watched and paid close enough attention to him throughout the whole match, he was very composed with his weapons, and you could make a point every shot he put out was pretty well calculated. And I think that tactic of his or that ability of his throughout the match today is what led to him being in a good position to win that. Credit though to the 104th guys for, or at least for Mustang, for nursing that damaged F15 around as long as he did, and same to Mike Juliet. I think we've all been there enough to know it's not easy to fly one of those things when they're that damaged and still maneuver around and be effective or not die at least, right?
So let's go ahead and drag Capsu and Bushmani down.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Capsu, there you go.
Hello. Yeah, I'm here now.
Guys, well fought. It was unfortunate in round 1 with that 120C, but...
Yeah, indeed it was.
Yeah,
well fought. So take us through, guys. What did you think coming into this matchup? What was going on in your heads during the matchup? Tactics? Take us through what was going on in your head.
Well, we knew that we are from the training and watching other people's play and comparing our games that we have a pretty good chance, and then we did some spot training trying to kind of identify some weaknesses and did something like that. And it was last Thursday when we kind of settled on our tactic that we are going to lose in this round and basically just go with our strengths.
And those strengths being?
Low altitude notching and aggressive play, trying to push into the merge.
Yeah, Bushmani, even that third round, man, you got really close. I mean, your notches were on point. You notched probably at least 3 120s coming at you, and that was really impressive to watch. So, Capsu, they're at the end of round 3. I won't keep you guys very long. We've had a long day of streaming.
Yep.
Take us through how you felt and what was going on in your head at the end of round 3 there.
I just Farag, our fighter controller, directed me to Stewart, and I saw him firing at Bushmani, I think, and what was I, maybe 4 or 5 miles behind him. I started chasing him and got him finally down, and then I looked my left and there was like 4 planes all over the place merged, and I just think that, okay, let's go in.
Well, you dodged, I don't know how you did it, but you dodged a 120 that you could probably reach out and touch. That almost hit your rear tailpipe.
Okay,
so
I didn't notice that.
We saw
Maybe
it. I saw it on
thing.
stream come right behind you, and I don't know if it went after the chaff in the last second, but man, it was close. But take us through what happened there at the end, because you were dealing with a kind of an unusual situation where Mike Juliet was damaged, Mustang was damaged from the opposite team, and you had 1 missile left.
Yeah, when I shot the second last guy down with the Sparrow, I think Farrago said Grand Slam, and I thought that it's over now, but then we started to think, did that RTP message come or didn't? Is there still someone alive? Then I checked the scoreboard and there was still 1 eagle alive, and I used the AI AWACS to find him.
Oh, so the AI AWACS was able to see him.
Yeah.
Even though Light ATC wasn't able to see him. Oh,
was.
well,
Good.
that's a good choice. Good choice. I'm glad you were able to vector
we
in
didn't
there.
have the frequency of the AVAX, so Capsule had to kind of go through all that.
So maybe that's why it took a little bit longer.
It was the preset one, so they didn't have to go through too many.
Well, that makes sense. Well, guys, anything else you want to say before we... I don't want to keep you for very long, you guys. It's probably getting later there.
We have a few matches with 104, but not too many. And we haven't really practiced against them. I think maybe once or twice. So we haven't had a chance to fight with 104 many times. And on the previous times, there's always been kind of outside interference, like not having all our pilots available and stuff like that. And we have taken a kind of beating, not our own level fight against them. And this was the first time we kind of did in a match what we do in the training, and I'm glad to see that it worked not well.
Well, something else that I forgot before we wrap this up, I got to congratulate you guys on taking the first place prizes Maybe you didn't.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's undecided so far on who's going to take first place, but since 51st is ineligible for the prizes of taking first place, they go to the next place team, which is you guys, since you guys are in the finals. So congratulations on that. Hopefully you guys will enjoy those.
Thank you.
Maybe some
Yeah, I
of you
think
won't
we
have
will.
to pay for the Tomcat. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't bought it yet.
But before we wrap this up, is there anything else you guys want to say, or are you guys kosher and good to go?
Thanks for the 104 for good fight. We had really great fun. Tough.
Yeah, thank you. It was really fun fight and really tough fight. And
Especially the last one.
yeah,
It's a good counter tactics of our tactics.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to move you out while I close this whole stream up, but congratulations. We'll see you in the final, flying against 51st, and then the runners-up game is going to be 104th versus InSky. So, guys, congratulations again, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep, see you in the final.
All right, see you.
See ya.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out
All
of
right,
your
guys,
channel.
that wraps up another day of SATAL, another long stream. I think we were up for about 6 hours again. Billy, that was a lot of fun.
Indeed, it was.
Guys, next week is the end-all, be-all, the finals and the runners-up game, and I'm assuming Heapler is going to be here. Don't take my word for that, though, but we've got a lot of giveaways to give away. So make sure you're here. I'll put announcements up on Reddit, on the ED forums, on the Splash One Gaming forums. If you guys aren't a member of the Splash One Gaming, or not the Splash One Gaming forums, but the Splash One Gaming Discord, if you guys aren't on there already, make sure you go give that a check. That's where a lot of us hang out. Also check out the 51st Discord, because that's where this home of the SATAL information and everything is. So guys, it's been a lot of fun. I had fun flying, I had fun casting, and I'll probably be around to cast the first one next week, which will probably be the runners-up game at 1500 Zulu. The finals be at 1800 Zulu. And Billy, you got anything else?
I think I'm pretty good. I know we may have some other events coming up here, which I'll be talking about probably next weekend a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, guys, sorry again for the technical difficulties. I'm glad you were all here to hang out. We had about 200 people during today's stream, so we're getting bigger. It's getting bigger. I'm getting excited as more people show interest in this stuff, and hopefully you guys all enjoy the show. Thank you for all the bits. Thank you for all the donations and the subscriptions. Always appreciate it. It goes straight back to making this stream better and giving back to the viewers, so thank you again for all of that. And guys, that's about all I got. So until next weekend, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Adios, everybody.